So my name's Clayton Tucker. I'm running for the Agriculture Commissioner. Think of it as a food commissioner because if you eat food, you're involved in ag. We're going to make food affordable, protect our water and land, and frankly power bills as well from AI data centers.
All right. First question. What inspired you to run for this position?
Well, I've been asked to run for it a number of years. Some folks in the party have asked me, some folks in the Farmers Union have asked me. I've always told them no. But then when former Ag Commissioner Jim Hightower asked, he was the Ag Commissioner in the 80s, I'm like, well, all right, we'll jump on in and see what happens.
I guess that's like one call that you can't really ignore at that point.
It's hard telling Jim no, so I got voluntold.
How important is stopping data centers to you, both in Texas and nationwide?
I think data centers are an incredibly big threat to not just our resources, but even our way of life. They take a lot of water, a lot of power, and they can consume a lot of just all of our resources, land included. And I think that's very dangerous. We already have 5,000. We have more than basically the rest of the world combined. I don't see why we need more. There's also the use issue of I don't want to be creating mass surveillance centers. We're getting these flock cameras and surveillance pricing. Folks are like, oh, we have to compete with China. And it's like, well, just because China is a mass surveillance state doesn't mean we should become a mass surveillance state. And I'm also very concerned, especially for your generation, my generation, that I don't want to automate all of our jobs away. Like, are we going to, instead of offshoring our jobs to other countries, are we going to offshore them to the cloud?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a big thing of jobs and occupations on top of energy and water.
Mm-hmm.
For the less informed Texans, what is screwworm and how important is it and how can we stop it?
So the screwworm is a fly, but instead of laying its maggots, its larvae, on dead animals, it lays it on live ones. So if you have a cut, your eye, mouth, navel, any part of the privates, the screwworm, the fly, will lay its screwworms, and those worms will eat your flesh. So they'll completely hollow you out. They go after cattle, of course, but goats and sheep, horses as well. They go after wildlife like deers and hogs. They can actually even go after pets. We're seeing reports, particularly in Mexico, they're getting our dogs, they're getting our cats. They can get people too. So if you catch them early, it's okay. But here's the problem: it adds production costs. It makes raising animals more expensive, and it will be killing some animals. So that's going to cause your beef prices to go up. So we can handle it. We've handled it before, but it's going to make things a little bit more pricey.
You have to be proactive in it for sure.
Yeah, so we beat them in the 70s. We drove them out of the United States and Mexico and Central America. We pushed them down to South America. But then the trillionaire doged the program keeping them out. So, if you cut your prevention, well, what do you think is going to happen? So it's going to, keeping them out was worth pennies. Fighting them here is going to be billions.
All right, now for a couple fun questions before
All
the last two. How do you like your steak prepared?
About medium rare. So now my family, there's a big divide because most of my family likes theirs really well done, or almost crispy. And
That feels like a little much.
I mean, to each their own, but I prefer mine medium rare.
Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
I'm going to sound basic, but Pikachu.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. How nice is it to go around Texas to see everywhere through the state during your campaign?
Oh, I absolutely love that part. That's one of my favorite parts. To see, our state is so diverse in landscapes. You got the piney woods, you got kind of swamp, marsh areas around Houston. You got the Great Plains. You got where there's just not a single tree in sight, and you haven't seen a tree in 100 miles. And you got Big Bend as well, which is just, if you haven't been there, I recommend everyone needs to go to Big Bend. It's not just a Texas treasure, it's really a national and even global treasure that they're trying to destroy right now, because why not? So, yeah, seeing the landscapes, I absolutely love that.
Final two questions.
Mm-hmm.
What's a message you have for anyone that's not sure who they wish to vote for Ag Commissioner in November?
So what we are ultimately about is this is a fight against organized people versus organized money. Organized money has been calling the shots in our government for a very long time, from county commission all the way up. And it's true for both sides of the aisle. The Democrats and the Republicans have been bought out by organized money. There are some on both sides that are pro-organized people, and I love that. But what we are fundamentally about is that organized people. The guy I'm running against, he's an empty suit. He's a corporate guy. He's been undercutting American farmers by importing cheap foods. So, not very America first of him. Is that label, he shouldn't even be allowed to have that label. So what this race is fundamentally about is making sure we bring back our farms, making sure we lower food, make food and farming affordable, but also stop the data centers. He's been bought out by data centers. So, and of course he's going to sell us out for it. He's an empty suit. That's what empty suits do. That's what the corporate folks do. They sell us out.
All right. Last final question. What's one message you have for your opponent, Nate Sheets?
One message that I have for Nate Sheets. I've never been asked this question. What would be a good?
Figured it would be an interesting one.
I really just, if I had to send a message, I would honestly just send a meme. No context, no words, because a meme I saw today, I thought it was hysterical. It's a picture of a bunch of goats, how some goats can climb vertical cliffs. And they're just hanging out, just kind of looking at you, and they're like, them be wishing for your demise, but they don't know that you're a goat. And it's just like, I've scaled worse cliffs. And look, ultimately, this is about organized people versus organized money. I've chosen my side. I don't think he's chosen his.
All right. Well, if we can find that meme, I'll put it up.
Oh yeah.
Here to be seen. Hopefully.
It's a good meme.
Hopefully we can find it. If you see it again,
yeah,
send it my way.
I'll send it over.
All right. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.